The BLM manages more land than any other federal agency, some 245 million surface acres. We manage these lands for multiple uses. We also manage them for sustained yield, both of which depend upon healthy watersheds and ecosystems. As you know, an unprecedented mega drought is impacting BLM managed lands in the West. And climate scientists are warning us that drought will become more frequent and more severe. Prolonged drought will reduce the capacity of BLM managed lands to provide valuable resources the public and local communities depend upon. Drought challenges our ability to achieve our multiple use and sustained yield mission. The BLM is increasingly considering issues such as drought severity, water availability, and drought resilience when we make land use decisions. It's clear that we need new information to make balanced, forward-looking decisions in a changing climate. The BLM's land use planning guides resource management decisions. Planning allows us to respond to new information on drought and water availability and to anticipate future conditions and demands. Challenges we face include understanding how water is currently used on public lands, how drought affects the amount of water that is available for public land use purposes, and how drought and water diversions affect the ability of ecosystems to adapt to a changing climate. Ultimately, we need information to ensure that water is a renewable resource on public lands and available for current and future generations. We rely on the data and tools produced by the USGS and NIDIS to assess drought severity on public lands. And we're developing training for staff to integrate this information into our planning process. As the largest land management agency in the United States, the BLM can lead in the use of nature-based solutions to build drought resilience. How do we do this? We build drought resilience by restoring degraded freshwater systems. We prioritize restoration of these systems because healthy watersheds and healthy riverscapes build drought resilience, lessen flooding, support biodiversity, act as fire breaks and refugia for aquatic species, and sequester carbon. Restoration projects such as mimicking natural beaver dams and controlling bank erosion have the potential to increase the health of riverscapes and groundwater-dependent ecosystems on public lands. We're committed to doing this hard work, but we need to be strategic. We would like a common set of indicators that will help us compare the restoration potential of one watershed to another. For example, how can we use information like stream flow, days of perennial flow, depth to groundwater, and water diversions to prioritize where the BLM should invest in restoration? Improved forecasts of flow permanence and water availability will help guide our restoration efforts. In addition to restoring natural infrastructure, the BLM is investing in building the climate resilience of transportation infrastructure such as roads, culverts, and bridges. More frequent and intense rainstorms damage transportation infrastructure on BLM managed lands. For example, undersized culverts at road crossings can cause water and debris to back up during storms, often leading to severe road and natural resource damage, threats to public safety, and loss of public access. We are replacing undersized culverts to convey floodwaters, reduce erosion, and provide fish and other aquatic species safe passage where roads cross streams and meadows. To do this work, we need better flood forecasting for both gauged and ungauged watersheds. Increasing pressures on public lands, from recreation use to energy development and climate change, create complex challenges for the BLM. Our strategy for building drought resilience on public lands includes integrating drought and water availability considerations into our decision-making process and restoring degraded freshwater habitats. We're also improving the climate resiliency of our transportation infrastructure. All of these efforts require high-quality information to understand how water availability is changing on public lands, how it affects the restoration potential of degraded landscapes, and how it affects the resiliency of transportation infrastructure. Thank you for the opportunity to participate in the listening sessions on water availability prediction for ecosystems And we look forward to collaborating with you around this important issue. Enjoy your listening session. Thank you very much.